Hello, hello, welcome to WIP IT Thursday. They're going to be running solo tonight. Haven't heard from the rest of the guys. I don't know if they're coming or not. But I got plenty to work on. On the last one, we were working on the clearance and starting on the clearance the arms out for paint. Got this one clearanced out. I need to still send the gauntlet. And clearance the shoulder out, bicep, and the hinge itself. I got still gotta do the other side. And I finished up the neutral face for prime. It's all sealed up and gloss on the eyes. Sealed it up with automotive top clear, then I doled it back down with Mr. Hobby matte clear. Get the nice smooth finish. Then I went and took a gloss on the eyes, make those really pop. And I want to prep the other shoulder and the arm and the forearm, and we've got 4 alternate heads for prime. Got neutral, gritted teeth, rage head sculpt, and smiling head sculpt. So all those are done. Those are a major upgrade from the heads I've been using for prime. So I've been using enlarged Hyperion heads with variations to those. I mixed it with a All Might statue by Presto. Made a casting in both these. These were originally enlarged by Glassman Customs. She's no longer doing head castings anymore. I don't know if it was health or what, but you used to do all kinds of castings, and you had like a commission. You get stuff and cast it enlarged or shrunk. And here's one I did with a mix with a Hulk head. Actually learned how to cast because I was running out of these heads, and plus I want to make casting too. I didn't want to run out of these heads. I didn't want to, like, for experiment, when I combined it with an All Might head, I didn't want to chop up on the few heads I had left. So that's where I'm learning how to cast. Now I do 3D printing more. Hey Sector, what's up? I am painting up, want to paint up some heads for my first appearance prime. Slightly different heads, skin tone. That's why I got print extras with skin tone won't match. I get smiling heads started, and I'll do one of these gritted teeth ones. I don't think I want to do any of the other ones. I want to do some painting before I do Dremel work, because dribbling makes a mess. Let's see, we got some off-white. We did some little bit more work on this one. The last time we've seen this one, I did the black wash on the eyes and a little bit of what's this called? Advanced flesh tone on the bottom of the eyelid and around the gums of the mouth. I'm going to start filling the eyes with ivory white. A little water. Get it down just a little bit. So the Tomei 1/10 scale Batmobile, not Batmobile, the 1/10 scale Knight Rider. Yep. Funded, and we did really well. The only thing that stinks about it is we got a year and a half before we get it. But it should be a better product than what the prototype is. They're going to make improvements, make it as accurate as they can. They should really work with the Knight Historian group. If anybody knows anything, every detail about Knight Rider, it's those guys. They have those guys have 2 or 3 of the screen used cars. They tracked down and recovered the semi truck, and they're restoring it. So I think those guys are probably the best consultants they could get for the Knight Rider. Okay. Off white out, and we'll go ahead and just do the teeth 1 minute. You gotta fix the left eye a little bit. think it's funny, the neighbor is constantly working, grinding, making tons of noise with power tools, but yet he yells at my dogs to stop barking. Also shooting firearms right next door. Don't like the dogs barking. So I let them bark. Or because he has like 30 some cats. And climbing. All they do is breed like rabbits. They're constantly in my yard, and teasing the dogs. So what are they supposed to do? Ignore it? They're territorial. They're gonna bark. Got home after work today, and two of his toms were fighting. The senior dogs, they stay in the house during the day, and they go potty when I come home. While I sit on the porch with them, and they had two toms out there fighting. I'm amazed that I can still paint. My hand's starting to get shakier and shakier. What happened there was got too close to the black edging in the eye. Touch it up. Go back to white. Hello. Yeah, I'll touch it the white afterwards. I was about to clean my brush in my bottle of water. As long as I don't drink the brush cleaner and clean my brushes in the bottle of water, I'm doing all right. Anytime I mess with the brush cleaner, I always rinse my hands off. It's a lesson learned. You think it's off your hands, but it'll be dry to touch. Because you touch your hold on something you're painting and you start melting the paint off of it. Get that over here. Good. Now I did have a issue when I went to seal this one. It's random. Sometimes I have the clear I use a Super Color Automotive Clear, the seal it, that's hard sealer. Majority of the time, never have a problem out of it. And the can I was using caused the paint to crinkle on this side of the face. I didn't panic. I just let it settle, but smooth back down for the most part. I still had to do a little bit of sanding, repainting. Got a fresh can, which the other can was pretty new. I haven't been using it much, but got a fresh can. Went still at that time, no issues. I've had that happen a few times over the many years I've been using that, but it's rare that happens, but it still happens. So, best thing to do is when that happens, when your paint raises up, crinkles up, don't panic, just let it sit. Most of it will settle down. Then you can just go. I took one of these. Where are you at? The sanding sticks here. Just carefully went through the points where it raised up and just worked it out. And paint it back over. And hit it with sealer again. Yeah, let's try the touch this up. Got my hand shaking. There you go. Much better. Boom. Alrighty. Work on. Eventually I get to work on sculpting the armor for this. We'll get other things done before I do that. I want to take measurements, make sure everything's nice and even. I'm freeing it all the previous primes, just eyeballing it, but I want this one to be absolutely perfect, symmetrical, so I want to really take my time. I've been clearancing stuff out, filling up in the voids with extra sculpt. So it's actually going to be heavier than regular Caliban reinforcing things, but it's not necessary. It just, I know it's there, and it'll never be seen too. So not really a necessary step, but I'm doing it. All right. Now we got these prepped, but I need to do a little bit of clean sanding. Let that set for now. I want the paint to dry well before I mess with it anymore. Where's my Dremel bits? Buried them somewhere. Okay. What do I do with my Dremel bits? Oh, stuck them in an odd place I never have stuck them before. That's a good way to lose stuff for me. So I did a sanding with one of these barrel bits, the sandpaper bits. I'll take up one of these grinding stone bits, smooth that stuff up. There. It's pretty smooth. Did a little noise, and the StreamYard should ramp down the sound. Contrast just that little bit rough, coarse, not smooth. That's all it takes. I'm just gonna deburr. With the emery board. Always a good tool to have. They're cheap. Just fingernail emery boards. Have those in your toolkit. I like to always get rid of the flashing and the injection seams from when you manufacture the figures. I had thought about using Scar for a prime, but I'm not crazy about the new, how narrow the new torso is and the design of the new arms. I like how bulky these arms are, especially with the veins popping. It suits the character prime better. All my previous ones, I've actually reinforced that peg because I had these shear off, but I think I'm going to leave it. Make sure there's a gap so you don't need paint rub. Looks all good. There's a gap between the hinges here. That's where we'll make sure articulate the whole joint. Make sure you're not any high spots. Paint rub off. That looks good. Now onto the other arm. Looking forward to see how this one turns out. This one really pop. I want to use that new gold I've been using, that rough gold. Mr. Hobby, Mr. Metallics. Be a real bright gold, or the previous golds. It'll really shine. Now this is the first one I'm doing that actually retains the boot cut. I made a mold of a previous prime. Its lower legs, they were cast as one piece, and I was able to hollow those out, graft them onto the Caliban lower legs. This needs a little more sanding and work, but it's almost there. I modified the peg holes and the pegs where they are removable. I'm going to take a little bit off from the shin. Don't want any paint rub on that. Okay. Easier to move. A little tight here. So those wanting to get clearance in front of the boot. Now it does hit when it goes this far, but really you don't really twist your boot that way. I got plenty of clearance this way, and that's what matters. You do some priming and sanding on this one. This one's pretty smooth, but I'll do one more coat of primer on it, sand it. Have clearance on this one. It's a collision point there, but if you go back past for that, mark the fixed marker where I know where I need ground down to, and usually when the marker's gone, I got enough clearance. Yeah, that little bit did it. More range that way. Didn't think I was ever going to make one, but I actually was debating about making a spider prime. Marvel purchased the Malibu Comics Ultraverse back in the day. They had a crossover Prime and Spider-Man, and Kevin Green was Prime's alternate ego. Couldn't fully prime out. They actually made the Spider-Man came and saved him, and his form is dictated like his idols, his heroes type thing. It's a mental image, and he turned into a Spider Prime. And I bought Whiplash for electric card while it was on sale. His boots and gloves would be perfect to make a Spider Prime. Just take like I think about using a Renew Your Vow Spider-Man, These are done. Let's get these back in the bag. Hey Arturo, doing pretty good. Just doing some sculpting, paint work, and prep work on the custom. That's one thing working with this pearlescent white plastics on Calvin. I don't know why it is. You can grind this down smooth, and you would still see the muscular and sculpt of the figure. It's like the casting. It's odd. It's cool, but it's odd. Dremel time. Get ready to prep these parts for paint. Have to grind down some material off it. Like dremeling, we're going to be doing some dremeling here in a minute. Need to check something right quick and be right back. So, it's got some rough spots in the casting there. If you're just coming in, I'll take a Sharpie and mark out where I'm going to need a Dremel. Round all that off. Switch to a coarser bit here to hog my material off. Big old sprue mark right there. Let's see. Oh, too. This reminds me to prep on this neck. Keep forgetting to do that. Done all the prep work on the torso except for the neck. You pop the legs apart too and take his knees off. You prep those. I'm old and I need magnification, so it's always good to have something for eye protection when you're using Dremel. That stuff is beating against the glasses. You don't want hot plastic in your eye. Change over back to the smoother bit. And I'll start with the coarser bit. This is still like one of the finer sanding heads, but then I go to like a stone polisher grinder. Almost done. Gonna do the bicep socket and the wrist. Sunday I'll work on the knees. Epoxy is the. Oh, I need. Here, I talked about it before. Keep forgetting to do the neck. And I forgot to do the neck. What do you think of the new Juggernaut figure? For the most, I like it, but the hips are. I fear you're going to start seeing breakage on those hips. The ball peg for the hips are way small for the size of the figure, and I've flexed, just articulated a little bit on the toy news stream on Fridays, and I saw that thing twisting the ball joint on the hips just by regular articulation. I saw it twisting. It is very small for the figure, and I think the plastic's weak too. I'm debating about like taking mine and like popping the hips off if it's got the soft hips, which it probably does, and put some epoxy around the base to keep it from flexing and reinforce it. So I have a suspicion we're going to start seeing some breakage in that thing. But Sculpt and everything else looks great. Haven't messed with it too much. As soon as I saw those hips flexing, I just stuck it back in the box. I'll deal with it later. Now we got a gap there. Go around and keep that gap on the back. Keep the gap in the back. We got clearance through the hips, clearance through the sides. I even took out some of the material here so the legs actually go together more. I cut down through here where the armor's going to go. Plus it cuts down for the shaved out material in that socket for plenty of clearance. I took my knife and clearance out this. I'm going to be sculpting armor over the abs. Same way with the back. That's been clearanced. So, a lot of collision points, still stuff you can't help. Just okay, it goes up higher now, but you're still going to have a hit point there, just in general. But I've clearanced out through here more. I took out some material out through here, but I don't want to go any farther and then start looking terrible. Want to do this too because like bad hit right here, like on this inner thigh area, hip area, bangs into that. But now I've shaved it out, don't touch it. On my first primes I didn't do watch out for that, and I had to like touch up the hips, then shave it out, repaint. Lesson learned from previous experience. I wouldn't wait for months, so it could actually save me time from prepping these arms, that new Gorgon figure. There's Caliban arms, flesh tone with hair on the arms, which is perfect. what I need for this version of Prime. But then I'd be buying an expensive 2-pack for next. Just a set of arms. So, nah, I'm not going to do that. Man, those are the paint on this. The factory paint on this is rough. I don't know if you can see it on here. It's bumpy and textured. Spray nozzle must not have been clean on that leg when they paint that leg. A little rough on that one too, but not as bad as that one was. You know, the parts are molded in that white plastic. They still paint pearl white over top of it. Heat the arms up just to pop them together, just check clearance. Very much so. This is the tedious part. It has to be done though. You don't want paint rub. Test fitting, put stuff back together, make sure you got all your clearances right. Heat up plastic. That looks good clearance-wise around the bicep swivel. Taking a ton of heat to get this thing to get soft. It's gotta be warm up. One thing I did too with this torso is lats. Expand those out. Doesn't really interfere with the arm movement unless you twist the arm a little bit when it comes in. If you try to have it arms come straight ahead and down, it's going to hit. But if you twist the arm, it still looks fine. Comes in just fine. I want that wide chest look. Not happy with the feeling. Like it's binding. Bevel that top a little bit. Plenty of clearance. Beveled it out where it's easier to get on. You want to heat it up with some hot water this time. While that's heating up, I'll be right back. Oh, we're already unpacked. Hey, Alpha Bruno. You got the first family of the night.
Family, 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 family.
Alrighty, nice, smooth. There's no collision points. Okay. You're not customized if you don't drop something in the floor. Oh, look, sculpting tool. Didn't realize I dropped on the floor. I have these keyed to each arm. They should be. Why don't you go into your home? These are the old that 12-inch Marvel Legends line I came out with. This is from Spider-Man. The red hands, red hinges. They're just the right size. Mucho grande. Thank you, Arturo. Would you assume whatever you drop would land straight down, but things, or they do random pieces? I find if they fall off the shelf, of your display shelf, you would think they'd fall, bounce and go forward, but no, it's always underneath the shelf. I don't know what causes that. It just bounces and goes boing underneath. I've had that happen so many times where that's where I look anymore when it falls. Buddy of mine, he dropped the forget what it come with, like a little Atom figure, DC Atom figure, like this figurine, like this big. He dropped it. Well, it fell off the shelf. He just tore apart his entire downstairs where his displays are. Pulled the couches out, everything out. I told him, like, check under the shelf. He said, it can't be under the shelf. He finally looked under the shelf, and that's where it was at. I can't explain it, but that's what happened. Okay. Grab the lower leg pins. I left these in my water that I heat up. The heat up parts. I left those in there for a long time. Forgot to take them out, and over reheating multiple times, it turned them a different color. And I stuck them in there because when I pulled them out, the tip got crooked, and I wanted to straighten them out. Plastic has memory, and once you heat it up, it'll go back to its original shape. Right. Put that. How do I not see it? Bright, shiny silver. Right in front of me. That's why I don't see it. Just want to grab some yellow part of the green stuff, very sticky. Just mock it up. And smiling it on. These are warpath feet. Tapered the Caliban legs down, make these look right. I didn't want the giant monster feet Caliban has, so I tapered down the ankles to look proper. I want to do some more sanding on these, try to thin them down a little bit. And I'll probably need to put a little more epoxy because they're wanting to. I'm going to try to get the key on a little better. Yep, this one's for me. This is going to be the red and blue Final Form Prime. I don't currently have one. I've only made 2 of those, and only one of them exists right now. And fellow Ultraverse fan and friend, he convinced me to sell him my first one, and start to make a second one replace the one I sold. And I had that stint in a week in the hospital, and I sold it for pay bills. And he put it on eBay. He ended up winning that one as well. And he contacted me. I could I turn the first one he got into a first appearance. So I did that. So basically, the first Final Form no longer exists. It's the first appearance now. I definitely need to put something in the gauntlet to get to stay in place. This one's pretty good over here. This one's wanting to be loose. You go do some green stuff. Yep, I'm liking it. Love that new head sculpt. This is going to be probably the best one I've done. So this one's the only one I've made that's got working boot swivels. Took everything I learned from all the previous ones, put into this one. Get 3D printed parts on this one now. All the other ones were sculpted, hand cast. It'd be nice if it could, had a 3D scanner that could model, it'd be scan his torso and just be able to 3D print the armor and glue it in place. But I have that skill. I used to be able to model. Not anymore. That's cut out of styrene. But I'm liking it. I think this is going to be my favorite one. I will do a Rogue Prime eventually. But I'm loving this. This looks great. I'm not going to mess with it tonight, but don't have enough time to fool with that. Everything. Plus, I did things with increase the traps here. Debating about doing, like when I rebuilt the first final form into a first appearance, took some push molds off of Aiden Mercer Hulk's torso, put some extra vein through here. Because got all the veins on the chest, which is great, but they get covered up by the armor. I like to put some over here, so we got veins here, which are also going to get covered up. It's looking good. It's been slowly coming. It's been on the back burner for a while. I want to get pushed to get this one done because I can hit. It's having final form. I think it's cool that Hasbro's finally starting to use the Caliban more. We went for years with them not doing anything with the Caliban, and then all of a sudden we're getting tons of figures on the Caliban. To me, I will always at least the way Hasbro deals with it, I will always prefer a disc hinge over a double paw peg. Because you can look up for a flying pose. Hasbro makes the double ball pegs way too short, and they don't work. They might as well be a fixed ball peg. The way they do them. The Monster Venom, not Monster Venom, Movie Venom. The ball peg, it was teeny tiny, barely stuck up. I notched out the neck, drilled it out, and found a use for it. One of those horrible movie MCU kept them Marvel figures I got from Ollie's for like super cheap. I've used a few parts off of it before. I took cracked the torso. This is the hips off of it, so I can have a long ball peg. Now, if you have a long double ball peg that sticks up high, it's a lot of movement, especially if you notch the neck. And yeah, you can get a little up looking pose and down, and you get your tilt side to side, all that. It's because it's long enough. They make them way too short. They don't make a notch in the neck where you can actually, yeah, you get a gap here, but moves much more fluid. Hey, I need to eventually get back on this. Sylvester Stallone, Barney Ross from Expendables. I need a different holster for the pistol. I need to paint the pistol too. This silver plastic, almost white silver plastic. Hasbro. Look, this has got the ball peg on yet. It barely moves. I don't know why they start doing ball pegs on the G.I. Joes. They had the best of both worlds before. It's got a ball peg at the neck, so you get your, when they clearance it properly, but you can get some little bit of rocket on that, but when it's done properly, and they allow enough clearance for the neck to move, you get your ball peg movement at the neck, base of the neck, and if it's hinged, they can look up really good. That's what kills me. Lowlight is one of my favorite figures, and he's a sniper. They gave him one of those ball pegs that don't move, so there's no chance like this to put him in a sniper pose. Hey, what's wrong? Get the...
I don't have friends. I got family.
Right. The change was dumb. You had the best of both worlds. You had the movement of the neck, the tilt that everybody likes. That's the whole point people talk about liking double ball pegs. You get that wiggly waggly. But you got that with the base of the neck when it's done right. When they get rid of the... But now they can't look up. That one is one of bazooka. It don't move. You get a little wiggle. I still have a Winter Soldier. My custom one, yeah. I have it displayed on my vendor shelf, or Marvel shelf, whatever you want to call it. It's mixed Marvel shelf. It's Avengers, Fantastic Four. Got some X-Men in there. But yeah, this is kind of the worst case scenario in all of it. The neck, all it does is wiggle, like side to side. It can't do a full 360 or turn 90 degrees, but you don't want to. I don't care if the neck turns 360, but at least turn 90 degrees or a little farther than that. But then it doesn't move at the top. Do you like the necks on the Maximum Spidey? Yes, because you got your ball joint at the base and disc hinge at the top. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Like, why would you not do that one? Everything like that. Look, I had somebody argue one time when what was the one I was talking about? The new Punisher 2-pack. He's talking about how much he likes. He couldn't believe I said I like a disc hinge better than a double ball peg, and argued with me in the comments. It don't move. Yeah, I was like, I like my superhero figures, especially ones that fly or have firearms, to be able to look up. Like, looking up is important. Awesome snake eyes, but it can't. That's the farthest he'll look up. Oh, I did a wash on this one. You did a side by side, little short of the unmodified one. I got a second one that's unmodified. This has got all the washes. I did a blue wash on the upper body and a black wash on all the gear and on the mask. It's very plasticky looking beforehand. And this one too annoyed the crap out of me too. No extra hands. Just these two hands. He's got one trigger finger with a vertically hinged hand, one trigger finger with a horizontally hinged hand. No fist, no flat palm hands. I got some other snake eyes, but I think the pegs are different on this one. Yeah, this has got the little shorty pegs, the teeny tiny ones. The older Snake Eyes figure, older G.I. Joe figures got super long pegs for the wrist. But yeah. That's another thing that kills me too with these. Price point on G.I. Joes are going up to $27.99 like the Marvel Legends. Zero reason for that to happen because they own this property. Same with Transformers. These should be cheaper than Marvel Legends because there's no licensing fees. This is just pure greed. Them raising the prices on Transformers and G.I. Joe to match Marvel Legends. This is a Kit Bash Snake Eyes that was leftover parts from putting the body together for Barney Ross. The lower body and the vest is from this Snake Eyes. I need to find a knife that goes in that sheath. Them on my fodder bags. But it makes zero sense other than just pure greed to raise the price on. You know, they can't even use like the China excuse, tariff prices on Transformers, because they're made in Vietnam. They're not made in China. And they started moving some of their G.I. Joe production to Vietnam. Oh well. And the hissing contest between China and the United States. You got the United States putting tariffs on them, then you got they make an agreement, then China says we're going to mess with mineral rights exports. Then the tariffs go back up, and we don't ever know what's going to be what, you know. It's like we were talking to Wayne. He's got his Kickstarter for his figure. Is working with Loose Collector. Blaine, The Edge. We were talking about it'd be really cool if some company would set up where independent people could start doing some toy manufacturing back in the United States. Yes, they're going to cost more, given, but they're costing more now. So, plus too, it allow for like independent people to have access to toy manufacturing. Like, I can't speak Mandarin. I don't have somebody that can, no business managers or anything like that for setting that kind of stuff up for going to factories. A lot of people out there would like to do that, and they'll do their own IP stuff. I mean, great independent comic books out there right now. Yep. Exactly, Alfredo. And that's going to be it for the night. We got the toy news Collector Fusion tomorrow night. So if you want, a bunch of us are sitting around and talk about chit-chat about toys and what's coming out. And a lot of us are talking about going to more import stuff because Hasbro keeps raising prices for no reason. Just say model companies are just reusing kits from 50 years ago. Yeah, there's a lot of kits that's still been in circulation when I was little, and I'm even older than that. Oh wow, when I was little, it was 40 years ago. I used to build model cars all the time, but now model cars are expensive. I used to have like at you can catch them on sale at Hobby Lobby, but all figures should come with grip and fist hands. Exactly, name failed. With the way things are now with the machining, I don't seem like the cost for tooling should be coming down. You can make your own. You can get like small, like CNC machines, like programmable CNC machines. I went to Ross the other day and they didn't have diddly. Compared to what I went to, they actually had less than when I went before. Last week I went and I got the Dr. Strange and Wong 2-pack for $14, and I grabbed 4 of those Agent Helix G.I. Joe figures. I promised one to a friend of mine. I picked them up for fodder. They had some Transformers there, and all that's gone now. They got some Gargoyles. They got some Super 7 Dungeons and Dragons, the bow and arrow guy. But all the good stuff's already gone, and they've expanded out. They've started to put like their bigger toy sections out. That probably in the next week or two they'll get some more stuff. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you everybody in the chat for coming hanging out with me tonight, and remember to hit us up tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern for Collector Fusion. I mean the other guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.